you agree with me that as a citizen you must pay some tax or charges or anything that you spend. So that is some of the characteristics or features of being a good citizen, right? Okay, perfect. So the whole idea here is of assuming you rent a guest house or maybe something of that nature, you want to use a public utilities. Is that okay? So using those things, you are going to pay some charges on that. Even if it is a direct or indirectly, you have to pay the tax on that. Now let's say you spend a 0 day in a guest house. So that is just a very simple scenario. A 0 day in the guest house. Even if it means that you didn't even go there, right? So that is the meaning behind the 0 day. So it means that you didn't go. Even though you didn't go there, you have to make contributions of $1 to the public fund, right? So $1 like this to the public, that is a charge and obligation, right? Okay, what will happen if you spend what a day there? You are going to pay $3 and so on and so forth. So if that happens here, we want to determine what exactly information or equation that are you going to use if someone spent 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, and so on and so forth. How can we determine the charges that that person will pay at the end of what the days that he or she is going to spend, right? So this is exactly the question is saying that you should find the equation for this information. So we need the equation that can easily direct us to determine what the charges that we are going to pay and the number of days that the person is going to spend at that particular place. So how do you do that? So this type of equation or this type of charges here is what we are calling what an exponential 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 equation, right? Why is it an exponential equation? Because we have so many types of what equations here. For sure, you have so many types of what charges, right? So why is it, or what makes this information an exponential equation? That's exactly what we have to what look at. Now, in order to determine the type of exponential equation or why this is an exponential equation here is that you first of all have to make sure that you are finding the ratio. So what I mean by the ratio is that you see this guy here, this 3 here, divided by the previous charges, right? So this charge here divided by this two previous charge, so that's 3 on 1, that is going to be 3, right? So if you pick this 9 here, this 9 divided by this, that should be 9 divided by 3 is still 3. What about 81 divided by 27? So that's going to be 81 divided by 27, it is still 3. Have you see? Because of this constant number here, which is 3, which is 3 here, which is 3, that makes this information an exponential equation. Is that okay? So once you're able to identify that this equation is an exponential, there's a general which has already been proved. If you want us to prove that, make sure that you comment in the comment section below, right? So once I'm able to identify this information or the trend here, that there's a constant in these charges here. So technical, that is what we call the codomain in mathematics, right? So if there's a constant number, not always 3, right? So it's a constant. If it is 2, it is 2 throughout. If it is 4, it is 4 throughout. If it is 9, it is 9 throughout, right? So once you're able to identify that constant number, it tells you that the information here are exponential equation. So this is how you write up that exponential equation. Y is equal to AR S and then minus B. I'll explain these letters in just a few seconds, right? So that is your second step. After identify that this is an exponential information, then this is what you are going to use. So you have to know each member, exactly what each member is doing here. That is very, very important. What I mean by each member, where is this Y coming from? Where is A coming from? Where is R coming from? X as well as what minus B, right? Okay. So let's list them. Once you're able to list them, then we are free to go. We can even determine 100 days, 1000 days, 1 billion days, and so just kidding, right? Okay, so this R here is going to be the difference that, or the constant ratio that we had here. So which was 3. So R was equal to 3. Right? So after finding the ratio between these guys here, we had what, 3. What about A? A here is going to be the first charge that you are going to pay here, right? So your first charge is the most important thing. So this one, A is the first charge. Okay, maybe that may sound good here because A is the first letter in your in English alphabet, right? So maybe A, yeah, or anything that you can link this thing to is very very important. So A is just going to be the first charge here. So or the first number in the codomain. That's the technical name here, which is 1. And then our B here is going to be the first day that you are going to spend relating to the first charge here, which is 0 here. Is that okay? So once you're able to find three members of what this general equation or this general rule here, so the x and the y are just something very simple. So what do you think will be the x and y? Just a second, why don't you pause the video and try that? Okay, whilst you are doing that, if you are new here, make sure that you are gaining value from this video, make sure that you give us some thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, or if you're already here, just give us a thumbs up, or comment in the comment section below, right? So come if you have any issue relating to this particular problem. Okay, so the x and y, the x here is going to be the number of days you are spending here, right? So the x are the days, and the y, what do you think will be the y is going to be the charges, right? So this is how you break down every equation, every formula in mathematics in order for you to have a clear understanding of what you are doing, right? So now since the days, the only thing that changes here, you can see that this r here, r, which is the ratio here, is constant, right? It doesn't change. And the a here is also the first charge, which doesn't change, but depending on different information, for this particular information here, a is still 1 and then b is 0. But you can see the number of days here are many, so you have 0, 1, 2 up to 4, and then the charges start from just $1 to 3 up to what, $81. Obviously that they vary, right? So once they vary, it means that we are going to maintain them constant, and then just replace these guys here. That will give us the general rule. That is how exactly you write the general rule. So how do you write that? So here we are having y. Since y are many, we are maintaining the y here. The a is 1. This is multiplying, so multiply by what is the r? R is 3, right? So r is 3. Everything raised to the power the x here is also a many number of days, and then minus 0. Is that okay? So in order for you to break this down, you have y here that is going to be equal to 1 multi. You have to check this exponent first, because the 1 is multiplying this. Don't do that mistake. So 1 multiplied by 3 raised to the power this x minus what, minus 0, it is still x. So at this point we can easily break this guy. Y that is going to be equal to this 1 multiplied by, you see this guy raised to the power, it will still be 1 3 exponent of x, right? So 1 multiplied by anything is the same number, so we have this thing to be equal to 3 raised to the power x. So the general equation for this information that we are having here is 3 raised to the power x. So this is also y is equal to 3 raised to the power x. You see, this y here is going to be determine the charges here, and the x to determine the number of days that the person is spending. So what do you think would be the charges on someone, or how much does that can that person pay if he or she spend let's say 8 days, just 8 days? So this is for you in the comments. So give me your answer in the comments. So tell me the charges that that person will pay if he or she spend what 8 days relating to this information here. So thank you for watching this video.